Hey, everybody. It's Leah Riley.
Are you sure?
Are you sure? Hello, it's Megan.
Hi there, it's Amy.
So it has been a little bit since all three of us have been together. We've
I
just been
know.
like off and on covering different things, which is fun for us, but also like I missed the three of us together. So it's so nice to see your faces together. And so because of that, why don't we chat about what we're currently watching because we're all watching kind of separate stuff.
Yeah, I had like a hellish week at work last week and finally like got some time to go back to what I had started, which was The Perfect Crown. And initially started it, Megan and I did like a first episode recap of it, and I liked it. And I wanted to go back to it. And we had our live with our Patreon over the weekend, and Megan, you had missed that because of field hockey, because of cold field hockey. And somebody had mentioned how The Perfect Crown, or is it The Perfect Crown or just Perfect Crown? Either way, it's Wusak and Ayu, alternate history or revisionist history drama where there's a constitutional monarchy. And somebody had said in our live, it really gets its footing in episode 3, and I 100% agree. I just finished
Mm.
episode 3 last night, and I was like, yes, I am all in. I want to keep
Uh,
going. Um, I I've said this before, and I'll say it again because I said it in our first episode recap. This is the first time I'm really connecting with IU, and I really love this character of Huiju. Every episode, I like her even more. She's funny. She is unapologetic. She is she's ambitious, and it's super fun. And Byung-woo is just Byung-woo all over the screen.
sounds weird.
I know. As is Stephen No as the prime minister. We've got like a great love triangle building, and yeah, and I'm really loving it. And I had mentioned before that I'd started watching anime, and I've got a lot of people in my DMs talking about different animes I should watch. Just to let you all know, I am at the mercy of my son and what he wants to watch with me.
Mhm.
And because he wants me to watch all of his favorites, we just finished Attack on Titan, which is like bananas good. And now we are watching Jujutsu Kaisen.
Oh, that's Hazel loves it. I
Yeah.
can't wait to
So
hear
that's a
what
lot
you
of fun
think about.
too.
Yeah, yeah,
We're like
yeah.
halfway through season 1, which
Well,
he's
that's
already
awesome.
watched, but he's rewatching it with me.
There is a soccer player, an English soccer player on my Premier League team, and when he scores, he'll do different anime poses, like different anime hero poses, and it's really cool because then people do like edits of like the anime character with him.
That's fun.
Yeah. Leo, what are you watching? So I'm watching Yumi Cells 3, which, look, my sigh is only to you because I know you're not going to watch it, and that's fine. But
Why do you think we're not gonna watch it?
no, I didn't say you, Amy. I said Megan.
I can't tell who you're looking at.
I could tell she was looking at me. And I know you started it.
And I
And
might.
yeah, I mean, I
I don't
think
know.
I'm annoyed because like
It's so good, right?
Anbo Hyun is in it and he's amazing. Like
Yeah.
because it's like you have to watch them all and I'm like what part of like what isn't like what's not good here for you?
It wasn't that it wasn't good. Okay, this is why I stopped watching. I'll explain and then you can tell everyone what you're liking about Yumi Cells 3. So I feel like I've been burned by K-dramas sometimes where they like don't give us the seasons that are promised. Well, I mean that's just kind of typical. But so I knew that season 1 ended on this cliffhanger. I was really in my Anbo Hyun era at the time, and I knew that he wasn't like endgame, and I knew that they were going to break up. And I wasn't ready for that before I was going to get like a second season. Because at the time, like they didn't even have a second season announced. Like there was like no end in sight. Now that there's like an end in sight, now I'm excited because I did hear Bo Hyun is still in season 2 and he's still very good. And there was nothing about Yumi Cells that I would say like Yumi herself isn't necessarily my favorite character, but I absolutely love the concept. Like this, like people who don't like the cells, I don't understand you because I think the cells are what makes this show They're
so
super fun.
unique. They're super fun. They're hilarious. They're cute. I love it. It's there.
So yeah, I love this. I if I enjoy where season 3 is going, and at this point I'm between 5 and 6 right now, and I like it so much. I like it so much that I was last night fighting sleep, like I was falling asleep and dropping my phone and then being like, "No, keep going. I want to get to the end of this episode."
More
And
Yumi.
I don't know what it is, like, I actually really like, I understand that Yumi's, like, a little stoic. I don't know, I really like it, like, it so what I guess I'm gonna say is if I enjoy how it ends, and at this point, I'm kind of anticipating I will, it's gonna be in my top 5. I fucking love Yumi
Really?
Cells. I'm a
Wow,
Yumi
okay.
Cells hoe, and I have heard some people not loving the hero of season 3. That is not my experience or my journey. Really like him, and I think it's just like this like, I like him so much more than I expected to. Like, I actually was kind of like I didn't start Yumi Cells 3, like, the day it came out because I was like, "Man, I was hyped for this," and I was like, "What if it's just, like, not what I want?" And I didn't read any reviews, and then finally I was like, "Look, I need to do it because someone's gonna spoil shit or I'm gonna see something online or whatever." And I mean, it's not like you can I know it's gonna end happy, it's like a romance, but I was like, "I just kinda wanna, like, see it for myself." I like it so much, and the hero in it is, his name is, Kim Jae-won. He's 10 years younger than
10
Yumi
years
is,
younger. Wow.
and
Like,
he's
he's like, IRL, he's 10 years
yeah,
younger than Kim Go-eun.
yeah, and he feels it. And he also, he isn't like this is his first time in the big chair. Like he's had like small parts. So I had to look him up and I can't really remember him. I remembered him in one. So he's in Our Blues as like a very, very small character. And he was also in King the Land. And I can't remember. He was like a flight attendant or something in King the Land. But he's doing so well. He is like the derpy cat in K-pop Demon Hunter. Like he is just like this like super introvert who just like can't get it together. Well, he can get it together. He's very competent, but he's very introverted. And I don't know what it is, but he's charming the pants off me. And one part I really like that I just want to like mention because it's fun is there's like a time like there's a scene in it that was cracking me up where there was like someone of like a little older than her that's like vibing on her. So there's another writer and he likes her and he keeps trying to, like, vibe with her on, like, generational stuff. Like, being like so the 3 of them are out, like, out and about, and he keeps being like, "Hey, remember, like, this bread and, like, the commercials to do with this bread, and hey, remember this train line that's, like, now defunct, and remember this in our generation?" And she's like, "Motherfucker, like, stop," 'cause she, like, has this huge crush on this, like, young, clueless, like, child who, like, doesn't actually know she, like, likes him yet. And meanwhile, he's all being like, "Isn't it fun to be old like me?" And she's like, "God damn it." And I don't know, I don't know why, but, like, I'm finding it I've been a hater of rom-com lately just because nothing's been making me happy, and I have found, like, Leah got her groove back with Unicells.
I'm glad.
Good.
That
That
makes
makes
me
me so
happy.
yeah, that makes me
Yeah,
really
because I wanna
happy.
like rom-com. I guess I've just been feeling very, like, bored. I wanted to like my universe, I, like, hung in, and finally I was like, "I've had enough, I can't do it." And so I'm
Yeah.
like, just I wanna be delighted, and I am delighted right now.
Good. I'm so happy because it was very anticipated for you, and if you were disappointed, I would have been really sad about it.
Yeah, and I think also the other 2 heroes, Bobby and I forget, An Po-hyun's character right now, begin
Isn't
with
it
a
like
W.
woo?
Yeah, Woo something. I forget,
Yeah, something.
but both of them were so good, and that's the other thing I like so much is that, like, it's not like there was ever a dud, like, she always liked these, like, very great male characters, and
Yeah.
now we have another super green flag male character, and so I also like that. It's not like none of the relationships are, like, super toxic or messy, the men are never icky, so I
No.
think that's part of it too, is that's nice, is just, like, sometimes relationships just end, but it's not because somebody's like, "Ugh," like, they're horrible, like, yeah, it's just like good men can just not be the right one, but, like, I don't have
Mhm.
to, like, get the ick over it.
Right. Well, I'm so glad. And I'm not saying I'm not gonna watch it, okay?
Well, I'm
Just
potting it without you.
yeah. You can. You can.
You can pot it whenever you want. Like, you don't have to
I
wait for us to
know,
watch
just
to pot
more
it. Like,
fun and
especially if I know, it's fun when we do it all together, for sure. I have 3 seasons to watch, though.
I know, and
And
I
I'd have to, like, do a good little crash course on season 1, it's been so long. So
And I mean, And same reason as Megan, I stayed away from it because I didn't want to start something that wasn't finished. I wanted to get my happily ever after, and now I
Yeah.
can. But I think the cells are absolutely adorable. I can't imagine how you could not enjoy them.
They're
Like,
so good.
they're the best.
I
Yeah.
want to see what my cells would be like. Like, I want to actually hang out with my cells and like see what my cells are up
Yeah.
to.
Okay, so for me, I just finished Bloodhounds 2. So I think I've talked about this. This was very anticipated for me. I absolutely loved the first Bloodhounds. Wan and Lee Sang-yi have like the bromance to end all bromances. Bloodhounds 2, I really tried to avoid most of the marketing because I didn't want it in my algorithm, because then Netflix is rude as hell and gives and puts spoilers like a day after this show drops. Like, Netflix is giving spoilers. It's insane that they do this. I'm so angry. So I
It's
really
like a
tried.
thing. Like, they do that for almost everything. Like, I
I don't
see
get it.
spoilers all over the place from the network, and I'm like, what?
From Netflix. Like, what are you doing to us? So anyway, I tried to avoid like everything about it, other than I knew that, Rain was going to be the big baddie. And look, I was delivered what was promised with Bloodhounds 2. It is brutal. Like, I will say that Bloodhounds, I forgot how brutal it is. Like, violent. And I did a little clip, a little snack on it on our Patreon. If you want to hear more, you can join our Patreon.
Ooh, nice
Um,
plug there.
what?
That was good. That was
Oh,
good.
That was
thank
a
you.
very subtle plug.
Thank you. So, I talk about it more on there, but um, the violence is so it feels real. Okay, there's like some K dramas, the violence, there's like a distance to the violence. And Bloodhounds is not like that. Bloodhounds is like, you are right there. It is
Compared to Old Boy, what's the violence like?
way worse, way worse.
Wow.
Because it's constant like hand to hand fighting. So you're just watching people get like hit in the face repeatedly
No.
by someone else's fist.
No.
So that's I've kind of always said like that's so personal. It, like, hitting someone with your fist repeat is such a personal violence. And so it feels it's even like fighting with knives is less brutal to me. It's really the fist fighting that is hard for me to watch. So anyway, but it's so good. I mean, it's what they promised. There is a cameo by a certain actor that is the topic of our pod today. But Park Seo-joon and Dex have like cameos, and that's not a spoiler to say because it's their
I
parts.
saw it spoiled on TikTok like weeks ago.
Yeah,
that they
but
were
I
gonna
would
be on.
say their parts are so small that it doesn't. At first I was really bummed that I saw that they had these cameos. I was like, well, this just ruined it for me. But their parts are so small that it didn't. I almost just felt excited to see them on screen, if that makes sense. And what was interesting about Bloodhounds 2, which is something they did not do for Bloodhounds 1, because I will say the first season of Bloodhounds, I never expected a second season. It didn't seem like they didn't set you up for a second season. Like, when they announced Bloodhounds 2, as much as I was like excited for it, I was also like, who was asking for this? Like, it was like a weird, it just felt like of all the things that we are asking for, like, All of Us Are Dead Too, it felt weird that Bloodhounds was what they greenlit. That's all I'm saying. But they had clear open, like, there were open threads that were not closed. Clearly they were like, it was clear they were open. They meant to leave them open. And then there were 2 end credit scenes. 2.
Ooh.
Yeah,
It's like a Marvel movie.
Right, because the end credits were like 7 minutes long. I almost missed the second end credit scene, but I stuck with it because I was like, I think something else is coming. And so that was really cool, and they are definitely teasing a season 3. Like, if I would be surprised if there wasn't a season 3 like already in the works. They even introduced like a new character in an end scene. I was like, what is happening?
Do these shows, do they have like subtitles? Like, is it just Bloodhounds 2? Like, is there any sort of, like, because I feel like Bloodhounds 3 would just be like, Bloodhounds 3, more punching.
Yeah, no, they don't. I know what you mean. They don't have a subtitle, but it would just be
more punching, like more bloodhounds. Yeah. So anyway, I think they're doing a season 3. Someone told me that Udo Wan like alluded to it. Again, it was I mean, they're setting you up for a season 3, and also Park Seo-joon and Dex might have a bigger role in season 3 from what the end credits. I don't know. It was very cool. I was glad I watched it, but that's basically, I like just finished it, and now I think I'm gonna go into The Perfect Crown. That is my thought, because I want.
She's
Or-
mad that
oh,
you're not going to Yumi.
Oh, well, or I could go to Yumi Cells, I think I do need a break from because I watched Old Boy and then I watched Bloodhounds. I could use a break from like people getting hit in the face. Like I need a break, I think. You know what I mean?
I mean, if you do Perfect Crown, you can pod that with me.
Yeah. Fight over me, ladies. No, I'm just kidding. So
I won't get picked because I'm the middle child.
okay, does anyone have a segue?
I mean, you just talked about Dex.
Mm-hmm.
That's your segue. You
yeah,
do
I
it.
did.
All right. Here we go.
Speaking of Dex.
Speaking of Dex, picture this. You're watching season 2 of Singles Inferno, and you're enjoying it. You liked season 1 a lot, and you're ready to watch more men simp over women in cardigans. So it's episode 3 of season 2, and the cast is standing on the beach, about to play a game where the men will compete to ask out a woman of their choice on a date. Why don't you two like set the scene? Like, can I get some seagull calls? Maybe some like whooshing of waves?
Is that
Perfect. Thank you.
That's a seagull.
Perfect. Thank you for setting the scene. We all now feel like we're at the beach. Okay. But before the game begins, the cast reacts to something further up the beach. The camera pans to a silhouette of a man walking toward the rest of the cast. He's got thick thighs encased in tight jean shorts. His hair blows in the breeze. The expression on his handsome face is controlled. He doesn't smile. There's something about him that makes you sit up. You take notice. This is an alpha, you say to yourself. You bet he has a fanny pack of crackers. He is polite when he greets the cast and is immediately strapped into a harness to participate in a game with 2 of the strongest male contestants. They are all tied together with bungee cords, and they must race in opposite directions toward their respective flags. The first one to pull it from the sand wins. That's kind of mean, you think. He just got here, and they are making him compete in jean shorts. The men all crouch down in the sand, their backs to each other. The whistle blows, and jean shorts absolutely dominates. He takes off like a shot. The other men have no chance. They are wrenched onto their backs where they squirm like upside-down turtles. Jean Shorts snatches the flag, stands up, and tosses it to the side like it's another day at the office. He doesn't even break a sweat. And that, dear listeners, is how the lore of Dex, a.k.a. Kim Jin-Young, is born. So today we're getting into all things Dex. Why? Because we can. And a listener, a member of our Patreon named Heather, suggested we do a Dex deep dive, just a little slip in our DMs. And honestly, one request is
Why
all
not?
it
Why
is
not?
all it took.
The people are asking for it.
It did.
Why?
It came in our DMs, and Heather was like, one of our Patreons was like, Heather was like, I'd like a podcast on Dex. And I was like, say less.
Say
I
less.
was like, I'm going to go tell Amy and Megan.
Say less.
And here we are.
And here we are like a week later.
Here's the thing about him that, like, I guess gets me. And I'm not trying to, like, yeah, am I trying to glaze myself? No. Maybe. I don't know. I don't know what I'm trying to do for myself. I'm being honest is what I'm trying to be. Like, I don't necessarily just see, like, a hot bod and, like, a chiseled jaw and be like, damn. Like, I mean, I can be like, that's, like, there's attractive, whatever. But, like, it really kind of leaves me unmoved. Like, I am not a person that's going to, like, ever want to go see, like, a Magic Mike show. I mean, Channing Tatum's funny. So, I mean, I liked him. I'm just saying, like, when I see a bunch of man flesh, I'm not just like, oh, my God. I have said in the past, I like quirky, any human quirkiness is, like, attractive to me. But Dex, and as we unpack it today, there's something different because it's like, it's not just that, like, I just don't want anyone to be like, oh, it's just because he's like really, really good looking. It's like, no.
He is his own vibe. Like, there is nothing like Dex.
It's just the vibe is so
Yes.
good. And I'd say, so like, yes, he's cute, obviously. But I'm like, I don't need to like see a man who's like big and built and has like a big sleeve and be like, oh my God, that's it. Drop my panties. Like, I'm not that basic, is what I'm saying. And if I was, that's fine. I mean, I'd own it. But I just say it's beyond
But
that.
that's not why we're here.
No.
Yeah,
We're
I
not
mean,
doing a whole podcast because he's got good biceps.
right, that's not, and that's the thing. I would say objectively, he's not the hottest guy they've ever had on Singles Inferno. Like, I would say if you try to remove the personality, I think there's been like some hotter guys.
That's the whole thing. Like, you can't
You
remove the
can't.
personality, and that makes
Exactly.
Dex the hottest guy.
That makes Dex the hottest guy because he has an aura. And I know for me, like, I saw it right away. He came on that beach, and I remember
That game, Jesus.
this is the funniest thing is that my daughter started watching Singles Inferno, but she started watching like the later ones. So she didn't know about Dex. And I was like, girl, you don't know about Dex? And I was like, he was in this game. And she stops me and she goes, is he the one with the flag? And I was like, yes. And so she had seen clips of Dex.
Yeah.
So she had seen him, but she hadn't watched his episode. And that's the thing. Like this clip, we will try to find a clip. There's definitely clips on YouTube that like are shorts just of him doing this like flag game, which in honesty though, if you're listening to our podcast and you haven't seen season 2 of Singles Inferno, what are you doing?
I know.
Because it's amazing television just for Dex. Okay. Yeah, I think I like that we establish I don't care that he has tattoos and I don't necessarily care that he has biceps. It's him.
I don't not care, though, that he
Right,
has tattoos and biceps. Like,
they help.
Yeah. Well,
They help.
but it's like, yes, it's like part of the whole thing. I think it's just for me, there's something almost more intriguing because I'm like almost hardwired to be like, but then I'm like, damn, but I really like you. And now I have to deal with the fact you're like incredibly conventionally attractive and
right.
kind of a fucking something fun too.
Yeah, and I do want to add, this really only attracts Amy and I, but I have seen him run. Have you seen videos of him running, Amy?
I don't think I have. I would like
Amy?
to, if you don't toss me a video
will
that's
find
extremely
you-
violent with him running.
Right, I'm sorry. I will find you a video of him running because there's like videos of him. He's just like running on a beach almost. He is so fast and he looks so good. He's not like a really tall guy.
No.
Yeah, so anyway. All right, so we're doing a deep dive. So a little biography on Dex. He was born on June 9th, 1995 in Suncheon, Korea, which makes him 30. In 2016, he entered the military as part of Korea's Navy, abbreviated as ROKN, and specifically as part of the UTD, or Underwater Demolition Team, which is a counterpart to the United States Navy SEALs. He mentions in a YouTube interview with his friend and former UDT member Agent H that he wasn't good at studying, but he was good at swimming. In this interview, we are going to link because it's very good. It's long, it's 2 parts, but he really does talk a lot about his life and like how he got into entertainment. Because in this interview, he mentions that he originally trained to be a part of the UDU, which is the Underwater Demolitions Unit, which is a different specialized training. From what I'm gathering, it's like more like Black Ops. Just, you know, like the translation was, I didn't want to take him like word for word because I wasn't sure how like good the translation was. And specifically, sometimes he would say things and I wasn't actually sure what he was referring to just because of the translation issue. So UDU, he left the training because he mentioned sort of that he like felt like coerced. Like they were basically like, if you stay here, you can't leave. And he was like, oh my God, I feel trapped. I want to leave. So he left. And he like talks about, he's like, if I didn't have swimming, I don't know where I would be today, because swimming was really all I had. I was very good at swimming, and that's like what I was good at. So when he left the training and he worked as a swim coach, but he was 20. It was like he said in the video that he was like 21 or 22. He was completely broke.
and he actually slept in the boiler room of the pool. Like, he just, like, had a mattress in there. He said he was completely broke, but he didn't want to rely on his parents. He had no friends. He just worked, and he would drink 2 bottles of soju a day. And he said it was the darkest time of his life because he just didn't, there was no mobility, like, no mobility. He wasn't moving forward. He was completely stagnant. But while he was working as a swim coach, he learned about the UDT program, which is what he eventually enrolled in. And he said that he poured his desperation into this UDT training and ended up graduating at the top of his class, which, like, it's like he had that, like, dark moment, and he was just like, fuck it, I gotta go back. And this time I'm gonna succeed, and I'm gonna stay in it. Even though it was a different program, but still a very, like, specialized, counterpart to the Navy SEALs is incredible. So he served 4 years, and he was discharged in 2020. And he immediately starred in 2 shows, which I couldn't really figure out, like, how he kind of, like, made that
How do you make that leap?
transition.
Yeah.
Yeah, I couldn't really find where he said that, but I know he had already kind of, I think, started doing YouTube. So he starred in 2 shows immediately. Fake Men 2, which is a military web entertainment show. So it kind of makes sense. He might have been, like, recruited because of, like, the type of show. And Bloody Game, which is a reality survival show. But it was his appearance in Netflix's Singles Inferno Season 2, which is, as we all know, a reality dating show that really launched his career both in Korea and abroad. And also, why is he called Dex? Well, this is from, like, an Asian variety show fandom site, so take it with a grain of salt, but I did see it, like, 2 other places. So I feel pretty confident this is fairly accurate. But when he was discharged, he chose Endex, Endex, as a stage name to signal the end of his military service. It was short for End Experience. But on his first reality show, he was basically, I think, told by the PD on the show that it was too short or too long, so he shortened it to Dex. And honestly, whoever told him that, good job. Because
Right.
Dex is a great name. Like, good job. Good job. So I know we touched on this a little bit, but, like, how would you describe Dex's personality on Singles Inferno? Because that's really obviously where we all saw him first. And why do you think that, like, made him so popular?
So you're talking about season 2 before he becomes a host.
Yes, so before
Right,
he
yeah.
becomes a host, so just
Yeah.
from the season, what were you thinking
So
about?
first of all, season 2 is the first season that I watched of Singles Inferno. I didn't watch season 1 with you guys because I was like, I don't love reality TV, blah, blah, blah. It's not for me. And you talked me into giving season 2 a try. And I'm so glad that I did. So he was like the surprise contestant, right? With the game changer, which no game changer has changed the game like since like Dex has. Like, he is like the ultimate game changer. And going back to, like, what Leah was saying, as far as, like, yes, he's hot. Like, he comes on the screen and he's hot, and he, like, destroys the other guys in that game without ever, like, really talking to them. He just comes on the scene, suits up, and he destroys them. And that's all, like, super hot and stuff. But it's also, like, and this is where we get to, like, in real life, no, but in, like, quote unquote fiction, yes. He was a total enigma on the show, as far as, like, never let any girl really know if she was kind of safe liking him. God, and that just does it for me.
I know.
Like, a guy who is a puzzle, like, I want to figure him out. Like, he's the one who's interesting. Everybody else who's just, like, an everyday guy, like, saying what they want and doing what they want, like, that's great. That's how you should be in real life. But I'm like, I want the enigma. That's the intriguing thing for me. And if you're a hot enigma, like,
And this is the thing, is he had this fine line because he was an enigma without being an asshole.
exactly. He was not a jerk about it.
Yeah, he was so, and also there were so many times where he would let the charms, like, he would really show his charm. I still remember when, like, the first time he went to paradise. So the whole deal is you're on this, like, island which is considered inferno, and if you win a date, you get to go to paradise, which was like this really nice hotel with these, like, massive rooms. I mean, it's like a whole condo that you're staying in. And I remember he like was like the girl was like the woman was like trying to spend time with him, and he's just fascinated at this condo. And at one point he like runs into the mirror and he's like, oh, and then like, and the hosts were like laughing because he's just he was like opening up all the drawers and like looking in them. Like he was just so, it was like those little glimpses when he had been a little reserved was so cool. And he also had a little bit of like rawness about him, in my opinion. Like he didn't seem as like not sophisticated isn't the right word I want to use.
He wasn't polished.
Thank you, Amy.
Yes, he wasn't polished.
He didn't feel as polished as the other guys, which
In a good way.
in a very good way. In
Yeah.
a very good way. He felt a little rough around the edges in a way that was like just enough to
It's
make you feel like
endearing. Yeah.
to me he felt like a bad boy without the risk a little bit.
Yes.
Yeah, I think that for me, I would say that there's a couple, like, so when we think about him from like an archetypal standpoint, which is like in, writing, we're going to be like creating characters and kind of like what do they represent? He's pretty much like if you were to write a fictional cinnamon roll alpha, like it is him essentially. So he's like physically imposing. He's got the military background. He walks in and he like commands attention. But then like he doesn't use his like he's confident. Like, and I don't know what, like, I can't speak to what he is when he's at home with the door shut, but how he's presenting himself as his persona is confident without cocky, because cocky would give the ick.
Yes.
And so, and he doesn't like use his power to like dominate, especially like the women. He uses it to like, he's got this era of like protection or like emotional availability. And I think a couple of other things that he did well in this, and again, I don't know. I'm just going to say that like I'm going to speculate that maybe he was catching big feelings in Singles Inferno. I don't know. I think at this point we can understand that most people are using this as a vehicle for their like future goals. Maybe he had genuine feelings. We have seen people have genuine feelings. I genuinely kind of don't care either way. But how he positioned himself was as like a one woman man for this episode, for this season, and that really worked. Like he became enamored with one character and he stayed with it, because we see a lot of times in shows like people bouncing around, and it's not like that's bad. Like in normal life I'd be like yes, but when you're like watching these shows and you're trying to like, there's an element of entertainment. He basically walked in, I feel like, being like, I know what I want to do here. And I feel like he executed it just like maybe he did when he was like hungry in his pool days to like come in and like make something of himself. I was like little Hamilton, like you got your shot and you fucking used your shot. Like you took that sniper bullet and you shot the goal, because he really walked out being like, and he even got like to have like the perfect, like if you were to watch it in a sense of like he fell for somebody, but like, can I give away the spoiler? I am.
Yes, you can give
Yeah,
away his season. It was like
yes.
3 years ago.
Yeah, he doesn't get chosen in the end. And if anything, it makes him hotter as like an archetype,
Yes.
because he is like fine with it. He's like not ick when he's not chosen, but then it also creates this like perception of availability. Not like any of us are going to go over and like get with Dex, but there's this element of like, and he's still available, ladies, kind of thing, or dudes, or a person who like is like invested. And so I felt like the whole thing was just like, if he planned it all, like, well done you, because I felt like he came through that entire thing, and then not being chosen in the end was actually the best thing that could have happened.
Yeah, and I feel like I think we mentioned this on maybe the last season. So I was like, in some of his interviews, I don't get the impression that he strategized that much, but it feels like he did. So maybe this was just like a perfect storm, because I agree. He came in, he does mention that he was like, I didn't want to go back to that boiler room. So any chance I was given, I was going to do it to the like my utmost best. And he mentions that in this interview with Agent H. And I do think that the ending for Dex was perfect. And part of me wonders if he chose to stand beside that woman at the end because he knew she wouldn't choose him, because there's no messiness then
of like, well, did they stay together? Like, there's none
Like,
of
what did
that.
you do wrong to bungle it?
Yeah, there's none of that. It's just this perfect ending of she didn't pick me, but he had already really like he'd been endearing the entire episode. So it almost made it better for him because it was like, oh, she should have chosen him. She's the one who lost out, which isn't necessarily fair. Like she's doing fine. She's like an actress, like she's doing great. But at the time, that's kind of like the way I was like, oh my God, she fumbled him. Like, because it's Dex. It's Dex.
But so she didn't choose him, but you know who did? Singles Inferno.
Yeah.
Because
yeah.
now the guy has a job.
Right.
And that took him from like, and I think like just to close off this loop as we pivot to the next stage, which was the best pivot he could, like, what a good pivot.
Amazing.
Is, yeah, I don't know. I mean, like, I think he, if I must speculate, has very good instincts and was able to think quickly and position himself well throughout. So I don't know if I don't think you could have come in and calculated the whole thing because like you are in a situation where you're jockeying against other people for TV time or for situational stuff. And you need to position yourself well. I just think that like he demonstrated to me just like perfect instincts.
Yeah, I mean, and in this interview, before we pivot to what happens next, I do think this was really interesting because he talks about how he arrived on that beach, the first thing. And he knew that the cast had already been like established for like 2 days. And he said he was really intimidated by the men's physiques. When he walked in, he was like, oh my gosh, these guys were big, they were muscular, and he felt intimidated. And he's also like, the women really pretty. And he's like, I don't leave my house. Like, I'm not used to this. Like, oh my God, I'm around all these like attractive people. And he talks about how he has this ritual that he would do when he had to perform field exercises in the military. So like anything physical. And he was really nervous for the game, and it was something physical that he had to do. So he went through these like little ritual gestures. And when I watched the show, I didn't notice that that's what these things were. But as he talks about it in this interview, then they show a clip. And you can see he does this gesture, which is basically, I think, like a self-soothing anxiety gesture where he touches his eyes, his nose, his mouth, and then his ears. And you can actually see it. You can actually see it.
Yeah, the clip was great. Like
you can actually
he
see
totally
it in the
does it.
broadcast, and then he does it there when he's like during the interview, and it's the exact same thing. And he's like, I always do that. And I thought that was really cool. We have like the part of the interview where he talks about it. So you can look at the clip and see. But I thought that was like a really, like, I liked that was like an insight to his character. And it shows that he was nervous. He looked calm, cool, and collected, but inside he was really nervous, which I think a lot of that probably was his military training, that he like could find a way to like soothe himself or whatever. Who doesn't love a self-soothing man?
I know.
I mean, that just made him hotter to me.
That's emotionally mature.
It is. So anyway, he became such a fan favorite, as we said, that he was asked to join the panelists of Singles Inferno for seasons 3, 4, and 5. And we're hopeful and pretty sure that he'll still be there for the 6th. And for the record, no one else was probably even considered. I bet they didn't even have a plan to add anyone, but they added Dex because he's Dex. So obviously we have watched season 3, 4, and 5. So what do we think he adds to the panel?
It's at this point, Singles Inferno, it is to lose Dex would be like, just turn off the lights. And I mean, I'm saying that liking the other hosts and having liked all the other hosts from Jump, it's Dex Inferno.
Yeah, it is.
And what I love about it is because he went, like, we knew him on Singles Inferno season 2. He was Jin-Young. And then he comes to the panel as Dex. And it is like a switch gets flipped and Dex turns on his whole personality. And he is no longer this enigma. He is this absolutely adorable, charming cinnamon roll that you still know is an alpha.
Mm-hmm.
You still know he can alpha up when he wants to. But his day-to-day, at least as the host on this show, an absolute delight.
Yeah, he's so charming. He gives really good insights. I think he has really good instincts about people. He's not always right, but even when he's wrong, he has very good reasons for like the way he thinks, how he's like how he thinks people are going to act. He has very good reasons for it. And even if that's not how they end up acting, you can see like where he's coming from. It's like, again, I'm like, he can read people. He feels like socially intelligent.
And I think the role he almost then brings, because all of them are very likable. But the thing that Dex somehow brings, and it's wild, but I stand by this, is that he becomes like the true fan surrogate. Like when he's there, I'm like, you're me. Like, you're me, girl. Like sitting there. Like he really then becomes like he is acting the way the audience is. Like he gets excited when I'm excited. He gets frustrated when I'm frustrated. He swoons when I swoon. And I don't think that there's like any analytical like detachment. Like he feels as if he's like, and I mean, I'm saying one of the girls in like kind of a facetious way because he also feels very much like like he feels very cisgendered in himself. But like, I'm like, yeah, I just feel like you are reflecting back to me like my feelings in this. And it's really fun because a lot of times when I'm watching Singles Inferno, it's like I'm watching it with a buddy, except my buddy is this parasocial relationship with Dex. And I mean, sure, why not? I mean, I'm not like I don't feel like I like need to like go like crawl through his garbage can. I'm just saying it's fun to have like, it's fun to like have Singles Inferno come back on my TV screen, and it's fun to have him be there, and he's a big part of the reason why I like it.
It is. I think because he's a former contestant, there's a different relationship that we have as viewers with him than we do with the other panelists. And I think you kind of hit it on the head for that, Leah. And I think that that's why we love seeing him. And he's so charming. He squirms and he'll give a little squeak. Like he's just so him, but yet he feels accessible, but also not overly accessible. I don't know. He really has a line that he knows the line, you know?
Yeah, it's really something is really appealing about somebody who is very boundaried. So you're not seeing behind the curtain to be like, oh, too much. Like, shut that curtain up a little. Like, I
Right.
don't want to see your warts right now. Like, there's no need for me to see the whole. Like, I respect all of you. I like all of. Like, I'm sure. Like, be an embodied person. But when I'm just sitting here on Netflix for like my hour of fun,
Right.
like I'm okay to like not see every facet of you. Just like I don't feel like the need like in the podcast to give every facet of myself.
Yeah.
But like you're giving me what is going to be like the fun, entertaining part of it. And it's like low risk, high reward. And it's just when somebody has that it factor and like that X factor, it really becomes so fascinating to poke at, to be like, but why? Because yeah, again, I keep coming back to the fact it's not that you're just good looking. It's that you're a man that I am charmed by
Yeah,
or something.
you're
And
a
in
man that doesn't
2026, like it's always
Right.
surprising for me to like a man.
Yeah,
Right,
you're a
right.
man that doesn't give me the ick.
I mean, it's a low bar.
Yeah.
And he's way above it. So
Yeah, if you're like a heterosexual cisgender man, for me, I am sorry. You're gonna have to work like 10,000 times harder. You just are. And that's okay. Like nobody needs to. I'm just saying that like if you would like me to be delighted, the road is up. It's a long road to walk.
steep. And it's steep.
Yeah. I mean, I'm gonna say I come in immediately like you don't want me in your jury. I'm already like guilty.
You don't want me on your jury. Oh, that's funny. Okay, so yes, he's on Singles Inferno panel, but he is not done. Dex is booked and busy. Did you know he can sing? This took me out. Of course he can. Of course he can. He was on Korea's Masked Singer. He was part of the cast of Zombie Verse, which I watched some of. It was a very odd little reality show where the contestants had to escape zombies who were just played by other humans, but it was weird for a reality show. It just was. He was excuse me. He was an MC on I Am Boxer, a boxing reality show, and he also began
and acting career. He first appeared in Tarot in 2024, which was a thriller horror series. He was in The Defects as the main villain, and he recently had a cameo. Oh my God. He recently had a cameo alongside Park Seo-joon in Bloodhounds 2, which we mentioned earlier. He also has his own YouTube channel. I feel like he's always doing stuff. Okay. He was like a firefighter in January. Like, I can't keep up with him, in honesty. And he hosts Dex's Fridge, where he interviews celebrities. And honestly, every interview is delightful. Like, you really need to go watch just everything. He interviews a lot of female celebrities in a way. I will be honest, some Korean shows that have male hosts, I do not love how they interview female celebrities, especially like idols. Of course, Dex can do it. His conversation with Sana from Twice went viral, mostly because he's a huge fan of hers, and he was incredibly shy and like flushed up pink, like his ears were red like the entire time. And she was also very charming and played it up and like flirted back. I was seriously like, what are they after I watched this? Like, they were so cute. And it's worth a watch if you haven't seen it, and we will link it.
I started watching it when you talked about it in the script, and I started watching it before we got on tonight, and he's so stinking adorable. Like, he's so nervous before she gets on set, and then like one of the producers is telling him like she's here, and he's like, don't say it or she's not really here. Like, he's absolutely freaking out.
He's freaking out.
It's so cute. And then she walks on, he's like, oh my gosh, I can't even look at her. Like,
I know he loves her so much. It's
so cute.
And he like fangirls, but also in a way that doesn't feel icky. And he doesn't he doesn't treat them like he holds authority over them. Like, it's so delightful. I saw also his interview with Yeji from ITZY was also just lovely. It was such a good interview.
And here's another, like, I just dislike guns. Like, I really, like, I don't want to touch it. I've never touched a gun. I don't want to shoot a gun. Like, guns, I'm just like, I don't fuck with guns.
Mm-hmm.
And hopefully if you're listening to this and you're not from America, you realize that, like, not all of us are into guns. And yet I can watch him handle a gun.
I know.
And that is like, I mean, like, when I'm like, there is not, like, I don't know what to make of that.
Yeah, so I feel bad because I linked this edit of Dex being like a big badass in The Defects, and Amy's like, Megan, this is so violent. I was like, I'm so sorry. I just finished.
Like, literally the first 2 seconds, he stabs someone in the neck, and then he drops somebody onto like a plate of blades.
I'm so sorry. I had just finished watching Bloodhounds, and I guess I was like so desensitized at that point. I'm like a teenager.
She puts the link in our script. She's like, watch Dex being a badass in this edit, and I was so like,
sorry.
Fuck.
So, but he is a badass. He's got a gun. I will say I watched some of The Defects. I didn't like love the show. Dex was all right. I mean, he's trying. This was like his first role that was like he actually had like some dialogue. You can tell they didn't give him a lot of dialogue on purpose. But he did have this like relationship with his teenage niece, which I actually found really nice. That was probably like the best part about The Defects from the first few episodes was this. He's clearly like the villain. He's bad. I don't think he fares well in the Defects especially from this clip, which we will link. So you got it's violent, but we will link it.
With a warning.
Yeah, with a warning. I don't think he fares well in The Defects, but he was very charming with his niece. And he got to show off his acting chops. I mean, if you're gonna have someone like run around, fight scenes, shoot a gun. I mean, Dex is kind of your man, you know? He can do it.
Let's teach him how to be a rom-com hero.
Yeah. Also, and if I can find the clip of him running, I will send it to Amy, but also link it because it's great. So what's next for Dex? He has been given the lead role in The Haunted House. The lead role in The Haunted House, which is a fantasy romance joint film between Korea and Japan. So Dex, like, lead role in a fantasy romance? I don't know. Like, what do you think? What do you think you want to see Dex in? Because again, he's like a baby actor.
I feel like I would watch this.
I know, right? It's a film.
Yeah.
Like, I'm curious. I'm curious what he would be like as a romantic lead. I am very, very curious because in Singles Inferno, as a real person, he can do romance.
was gonna say, but was he though? Like, is anybody in Singles Inferno really a real person?
Right.
Like,
What
it's
is there some acting
an
to
act. It's an act.
Because don't you? I still remember. So in Singles Inferno, in his season, there's a scene where he's in, and again, season 1 was very chaste. It's been getting a little bit more
Sexy.
sexy as the seasons go on. Okay, so
Mhm.
season 2 though was still like they didn't even touch. No one touched each other, you know? But there's a scene where he's in a pool with his woman, and they do just this little like finger thing. And I remember the internet went crazy though, because it was like just like they kind of like hooked fingers, and he pulled her into the pool, and you could tell she was like a little taken aback and was like, oh my, like she was into it. He looked sexy, and he doesn't bother with rash guards. Okay, Dex doesn't do rash guards. Dex is like,
He's not going into the pool fully clothed.
He is not going to the pool fully clothed. Dex is like, what do you do? I'm taking the shirt off. You're going to see my tattoos. I am taking it all off. So you know he can do it, right? Okay, so what do we want next for Dex? Do we want more acting roles, reality TV roles? And this is mine. I want to see him reprise his role as a Singles Inferno contestant for an All-Stars season. That is what I want, an All-Star season so bad. I'm ready for it. I don't care if it, honestly, after 5 seasons, you can do an All-Star season. Don't you think? Like, that's not too soon.
No, not at all. An All-Star season, you know what? It doesn't even have to be like competing. Like, turn it into like Physical 100, but like with the Singles Inferno guys.
Bring Guan He back. We want him back. 100%. You got to bring him back.
So I'm going to say I want neither of what you say.
That's fine. It's totally
So
fine.
I do not want to have, I don't want to see him back in Singles Inferno as a contestant. And I don't want to see him act. I want to see him as him curated for TV. I want Netflix to greenlight a reality show that is Dex. Like, I want him to be the showrunner of something that's called, like, I don't know, like Dex Doesn't Know or something like that.
Just
and
like Dex tries things. Just make him.
And I want it to be, he's got like he's a man with no plan, no itinerary, and no ego. And every episode he gets dropped off just somewhere in the world where he doesn't know where he is. He's got no skills. But what I want is that he gets paired up with a woman in that area to either like master, like, you know, like maybe the art of milking goats in Switzerland or whatever. Like, he's got to master something, but he's like got to be completely out of his depth, and he's got to like learn a skill with someone somewhere to do something. And I would watch that shit just over and over. I want to watch competency porn. I want to watch him be not, I want him not to know how to do a thing. I want the person he's matched with, genuinely mostly women, to like be competent, and he like learns and masters and grows and reflects and has like a grand adventure, like almost like Anthony Bourdain.
Yes, that's exactly what I was thinking when you were saying that. Like,
Yeah, it would
exactly.
be or I'm also thinking like
Dex
like
does
a
his best.
well, I'm thinking of like a Mike Rowe Dirty Jobs too. Like a Mike Rowe's Dirty Jobs. I loved Dirty Jobs. It was
That was a good one.
So good. Dex could do Dirty Jobs like till the cows come home. But I do love the idea of him being, because he is so competent, and I think he would be a fast learner. So I think it would like be good. Like it would be good TV, because I think eventually he'd be able to pick it up, but it would be cool. He doesn't have an ego. So I think he'd be like, okay, not knowing how to do something. And he's really good with women. Like he really, he does have this like respect with women. At least that's what he presents us on TV. And I think, that's such a good idea.
But like, I want him to be dropped off, and maybe the first episode is he's got to get to where, like, he's just dropped off somewhere. Like, he's in Copenhagen or he's in El Paso. I don't know where.
So he has to deal with the language barrier.
So he's got to deal with wherever he's going to go to get to first, just with like, you know, and I want him to have like almost no budget, like make it hard to get to wherever, but he's got like some way. So like the first episode is him navigating, and he gets there every time. And then, yeah, I just want to see whatever he comes up. But I think he could carry a whole show himself.
Yes.
I don't think the language thing is that big of a deal. I would make it global, but he should be. And I don't want to have him do like interviews. Like I like the idea of him, like I like the fridge idea and stuff, but I don't want to, I think I want this to be a mainstream Netflix show that's for the world. Like Dex is for the world.
Dex is for the world. I feel like he
Is for the
could be like you if you're gonna pair him with like if you're gonna drop him in different countries, there's gotta be like at least one person that you can pair him with that either knows the language or that there is a translator so that the communication can happen.
Yeah,
And it doesn't have to be a language
in a
barrier.
random location doing stuff. I don't care. I just want to see him all over the world with his backpack, showing up and like getting down with whatever he's gonna get done. Have him learn to surf in Hawaii. I don't give a shit. Just like, yeah.
I would watch 20 seasons of that. Like, I'm serious. Just keep sending him places, and I would watch it. He's so charming.
I feel like so here's the thing. I'm kind of excited to see if he can act in this movie. I'm a little because I do if he could be a good leading man, I would be down for that. But I don't want that to detract from him being back on Singles Inferno. Like I don't want that to go away. And I don't want it to detract from him doing other reality stuff because I do think that he's really good at it.
He is.
Like going back to like Dirty Jobs or like I want to see him do something not like milking goats. I mean, yes, he can learn how to milk goats, but I want to see him do stuff with animals. Like I want to see him be cute with animals.
Yeah. Oh, he would.
Like let's make him a vet tech or something like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I do think there's potential there for the acting, but I don't want him to stop reality TV.
Yeah, I'm curious what his like end goal is. I mean, I think he probably. I mean, if they're gonna cast him, he's probably like, well, sure, you're gonna cast me. Like, I'm gonna,
100%.
I would say so. And like again, in the defects, he was definitely a little stiff. I think he might have gotten like a little bit of criticism, but again, it was like his first role. I don't know. I'm not gonna be that harsh. He was still pretty likable. Like I still wanted to watch him on the screen. In Bloodhounds 2, he had very little dialogue because again, he and Park Seo-joon, these were very small cameos. Like they were on screen like 3 times. And Park Seo-joon was definitely like the lead of their the lead of their duo, so he was doing more of the talking. But I did find him less stiff overall. I would say his like facial expressions were better. Oh, I'm hopeful. Either way, I like Leah's idea, and I think Netflix needs to greenlight that.
Yeah, because I mean, like, look, no shade. If his big dream is to be an actor, I'm like, I don't want to take that away from you, buddy. But like, you as a person are like most people aren't
You're a delight.
Yeah, most people just aren't that delightful. Like, you want to see an actor be the actor. You don't want to see you want to see them in their roles. You don't necessarily want to spend all this time with them as like a person. And so he is part of like what makes reality TV good is that like I just enjoy who you are. I feel like Singles Inferno, I think I would just get the hokey again. I mean, like, look, I mean, I'm not going to say no to it. And I'm not that I can handle cringe. I think I would just like to see something new. And I honestly am like, I don't want to see anyone else, frankly. Like, I just want to see Dex. So like,
yeah, I don't think he would do, and also he should though. I mean, if they have a Singles Inferno All Stars, I mean, you don't put Dex on there. It's like, come on. But I just think it would be fun to do. But yeah, we love him. We love Dex. Please don't have a scandal, Dex, and
Seriously,
make us
have to pull this episode.
I'm gonna be so mad. Okay, I'm gonna be so mad at you. So just stay grinding, keep working, quit being unproblematic, please, God. Okay,
and we'll keep watching.
And we will keep watching. And thank you again to Heather for suggesting this podcast. I hope we made you happy talking about Dex for a solid hour.
We did. Like, we're really coming up. I'm looking at the time, and we are going to end at like. We're 9 seconds.
8 seconds. Here we go.
Like we spent 10 minutes talking about what we were watching, but still.
Dex was in that. Dex was in what we were watching.
I gotta be honest, I thought this podcast was gonna be like 40 minutes long. We really eked out talking about Dex. So anyway, we hope you like it. If there's anyone else you want us to do a deep dive on, clearly our DMs are open. It might take us a while to get to them, but we do read them, and we might take you up on your suggestion. So thanks again, and thanks for listening, and we will be back next week. Annyeong!
Annyeong!